Affinity 3 can apply bitmap pictures or photos, etc. super quick using a variety of tools. And I'm going to show you how, PC or Mac. The first thing you can do is just go here to Pixel and then down to New Pixel Layer. And then down here, you've got this, the context toolbar. And with this, you've got Fill. Just click here and you'll see you've got Bitmap. So select that and then select a file, just anything. So I'm just going to go with a JPEG. It could be a PNG and there's probably other formats, but probably JPEG and PNG, the most obvious ones. And click Open. Once you've done that, you can see you get this. And you'll notice you've got this horrible lines just dragging off. If you go here down the bottom with the context toolbar, and you can find that in View and Context Toolbar and Show. Just go down here and you've got Mirror and you've got Repeat and you've got Zero. I have never worked out how to actually get it to generate anything other than this. Okay, I wanted to start with the one where it slightly causes a problem. Because I would suggest instead go with this option. Go here, Pixel, and I'm using the Pixel Studio. Go with Pixel and down to New Fill Layer. With that, you get a proper fill layer. So fill layer, and then you can see it over here in the layers panel, which you can find in the window menu, etc. Well, again, you've got the option down here of solid, linear, gradients, all those sorts of things, and also bitmap. So select that, and now select that same file, the JPEG file, and click Open. And with that, you can see now the result is slightly different and a lot more easy to use. And it's interactive. So you can see now just by dragging, you can move it around just by going here. You can see here that central point there and you just drag it around. You can also click here and squeeze it in like that and drag it out and rotate it. So you can rotate it like that. All kinds of designs can be created. You've also got an option here for Wrap Mirror, which maybe is what you want, and also Repeat, which is basically the one that doesn't look particularly great, and also Zero, which is perhaps not so great, but I suppose it's useful to create a design that you can resize very quickly, interactively, using this control. You can also rotate, so just click here, and you can see quickly rotate it. And again, let's put it back to mirror. I want to go back there. And also you've got another option here, maintain aspect ratio. Deselect that. And now I can just go here and I can drag this down, squeeze it like that, and drag it out and stretch it in all kinds of ways, and maybe make that one slightly smaller as well. So you can see you can create a variety of different designs that way. You've also got an option here. Let's just click here, reset transform. And you can see just puts it back to the original state. And again, you can just then move this and move this one, and you can then eventually see the actual design. And you can see then I get that. You can also use, of course, standard images, a photo say. So first thing to do, again, go to Pixel and then New Fill Layer. And again, you've got this, and you can drag all these things. And at the moment, of course, you don't see anything because of the colours. What you need to do again is go here to context and bitmap. As soon as you select that, this will pop up. And I'm just going to select a file. So I've got this file and click open. It's a JPEG. And you can see you get this, and you can move it around, reposition it. Again, you can squeeze it in like that, or let's just undo. You can click here, and so it maintains the actual aspect ratio. Otherwise, the picture probably looks pretty horrible. So you can again move it around. You can then resize it, maybe zoom in like that. You've still also got these options, the extend. Go here with mirror, and you see what happens. It just flips it. So you've got a lovely mirror effect. And again, you can just resize that. Again, interesting with the House of Parliament there, etc. And again, you've got repeat. Again, not the greatest of images. It's possible, I guess there's some use for that. And zero, again, you can then just simply resize this transform super quick, move it around, rotate it, and all those kinds of things. And you've also got options here for nearest and also bilinear, and don't ask me to say that, Lancazo 3, whatever that is. Okay. However, you can use things that you create in Affinity 3 as well. So say you create the first image. The first image was created using a path brush. So let's just remove this and let's just go down here and select the vector, because here's all the path brushes. Where's the path brushes? There's the path brushes. There's the path brushes. And the path brushes can be added super quick, super easy, just by using the pen tool. And just click here, and just click here, and click here. That's all you need to do. You could, of course, create much more complex lines than that, but it's super useful just to have something. So this one, I'm just going to go with C chain. You can click here and then turn that off. Just go up here and you get the actual colours and design from here. And of course, you can click here and you can resize it. So you might want something bigger. And that's the design I used. However, let's just go back again to Pixel. And I want to go here. So I'm just going to create a selection. Just going to select this. And I just want to select this area. So I've got this selection just using the rectangular marquee tool. And now what I can do, I can go here to File and just down to Export and then Export. And you can see the design now. Just got a very narrow part of it. You can see there. You could select maybe a different part of the area. And the thing I've been doing here, I've been using this selection area. So the area here, selection area. There's also another one, selection only. Let's just select that one. Nope, no difference there. So selection area. And you've got 100% quality. And then you can export it. So export. And with that, I can then save it. And I'm just going to go for path 2 in this case, because of course created path 1 earlier. So save. Now, weirdly, I think the bitmap format does not allow access to Affinity's own format. That might change, but that was with version 2. You might like to try it, maybe create a file in the Affinity 3 format, see if it works. But generally I use JPEG and PNG files. Okay, I'm just going to go over here and just remove this. So pixel selection, deselect, and then just delete this one. And again, just create the fill layer. Just go here to pixel, and new fill layer, and then just go here, bitmap. As soon as you select it, this will pop up and you can see you've got your path 2 JPEG there. Click open. And now you can see you get that again. And this time the design is slightly better because before when I saved it, I saved the bitmap, the line and the design. And it actually created a little bit of a white gap in the actual bitmap pattern. Now, I think it's honestly, I can't see it. It's quite possible it's something there. But in the previous one, there was a bit of a gap. And that was when I created it using the entire thing. So that's why I went for the selection. There was a reason for the selection. And you can see now I've got this design. And again, I can go for mirror and I can create something like that. And you can see I've just created something very quickly from the path brushes. You, of course, create something more complex than a straight line, straight design like that. Could be all kinds of things, spiral designs, loads of different, apply effects to them as well. Loads of different things. Another thing you can do, you got here a fill layer, but you can duplicate it. So go up here, right click, and then duplicate. Just right click and then duplicate, select that. And now I've got 2. They're independent, so I can just go here and can move this around. Let's just reposition it a bit, just slightly, and rotate it. You can see it's rotated there. And now I can go up here, blend mode, darken, and I can run through these. Some work better than others. Maybe this one, darker colour, creates a very unusual, I don't know, weird alien landscape effect, I think. And again, you can move it around, reposition. You've got that central position there, and you can just resize it. Now, of course, you can't push it too far. You're going to get sort of, unfortunately, sort of side effect of very roughness appearing in there. But you can push it to a certain degree, I think. And then, of course, you can go through the other ones, overlay, etc. Maybe difference, maybe not. But, of course, what you can do then, once you've got your layers, once you've got everything created you're happy with, you can, of course, merge them together. All you need to do, select them both, right click, and then go with merge selected. And then you get a pixel layer again, not a pattern layer. Of course, now you can manipulate it further with different effects, etc. You can also create all kinds of bitmap patterns from other designs within Affinity 3 as well. What you can do, you got here this rectangle, just create a very basic rectangle. Now you can make it any size, of course. I'm just gone with this here. And just go here, click here, and you can see then you can go over here. You've got hatch patterns. That's a good start point. But you can also go for swatches. So here's the swatches, and just click here, and then down to hatches. Now this comes with a whole range of different designs that you can select. So hatches, and then you can select one of them, and like that. Or maybe this design, and this one, or this one. Whole load of different designs. Now, what you can do, I'm just going to go with this one. I think that one's slightly better. So that one, and you can just go down here over to the fill tool. So here's the fill tool. And with that, you can resize it. Let's just make that a bit bigger so you can actually see it. And you can see then you've got the design there, and design there. Well, go with it. Create this design. Now, of course, you could recolor it. You might not want the colors here. Of course, you can always click here and maybe make that red. Click here and maybe make that green, say. All kinds of different colors could be created that way. But now what you can do, you can export it. So file, and then just down here to export, export again, select that, and you've got this. This design can again be used with a JPEG. I'm just going to go here, 100, again, selection area, and click export. Now you can see I've got a couple already, so let's go with hatch 4. And then save. So here, pixel, and again, new fill layer. So select that, and then go down here to, again, bitmap, and select that file. I've just created hatch 4. There it is. And I created other ones. Then you can apply effects. You can modify them. Maybe apply sort of deform effects or spherize. All kinds of different filters can be applied. As long as you don't distort it so it sort of doesn't look so great, you can probably get away with quite a lot of things. And I'm going to go with that, click open. And now you can see the design obviously very small, but let's just, yeah. So you've now got this very quick design like that, which you can use, of course, in projects over and over again. But as mentioned, you could apply some distortions. You don't have to go with just this design. So let's just undo, just to show you, just something like that. I'm just going to rasterize it. So right click and just down here, rasterize. Now, with this selected, you can select this. I can go to pixel, filters, and apply distort. So I could go with like a twirl effect. And you can see I've got this twirl effect in the center. Now, long as you don't make the radius too big, you're not doing anything to the seams around here. So I'm going to click apply, and I could save that. Obviously, I could apply other effects as well, but file, and again, export, export again, and again, another one. I've got another design, change the colors, etc. But hatch 5. Now, this hatch design, you wouldn't be able to create normally with the hatch features. So, and then save. Well, exactly the same before. You can go up here, pixel, new fill layer, and then just go down here, bitmap, and then just select that one. And then you've got a slightly different design than you would have normally. So click open, and again, tweak that. And you can see now you've got this lovely sort of twirl effect added to your pattern design. And of course, literally millions of other designs. And this effect, combine them. Again, right click and duplicate. You can always then just drag this down, change the blend mode, and you can see darken. There, just goes through them, and some obviously nice combinations. Some will be less so, I think. Maybe go with that one. Quite an extreme pattern design that way. And again, you can still continue to manipulate it. Ooh, maybe not move it that fast. You can also use shapes as well. Again, maybe with pass brushes. So just go over here, and I'm just going to select the ellipse tool. Just a very basic ellipse or circle. Hold down the shift, you want to get it as a circle. Then just go here, and I'm going to go with maybe fire. So a nice fire effect. Again, just click here, and then set this to obviously no stroke color there. Once you've done that, you can then resize it. Let's just push this up so you can see you get something like that. This can also be exported. So go file and then export and export. Again, a great way of creating all kinds of different designs. And Again, selection area or selection only. Let's just see if there's a difference. Nope, it's going to selection area. That's what you're going to get. And click export. And again, let's just go with fire. And save. Again, let's just delete that. Pixel, new fill layer. And again, select bitmap and select the fire one. Click open and you get this sort of design. And of course, another thing you could do, maybe save it with transparency. If you want to save it with transparency, you'll need to use PNG format. That would be a good way of doing that. And then of course you combine them in maybe other ways as well. If you want to apply filter effects to this layer, sadly you can't. You need to rasterize it. So go over here, right click, and it's down to rasterize. That will turn it into a layer that can be modified with filter effects. If you want to keep it live, best way to do is just go over here, deselect that, so it's not selected, and then go to Pixel, and then down to New Live Filter Layer, and Distort. Now, not all of the filters are available, but you can go here to say Twirl, select that, and then just modify the settings here, the angle, as well as the radius, and then just close it. And you can modify this live layer over and over again. And the thing is, it's above this. Now, if it was included inside the actual fill layer, the effect would not appear. It needs to be above, so it can actually be applied like this, so you can see the modification here. Now, if you want to move it around and you've got multiple different layers and things, all you need to do is just go over here and just select both, and then right click, and then just down to group. So it's grouped, and then of course you can apply other filter effects to other layers and all those kind of things, but this twirl effect is only applied to this fill layer, and the fill layer is still available to be modified. So you can just go here to the fill layer, and again just go here to the fill tool, and you can see you can then manipulate it, move it around, reposition it, as well as modify the twirl effect as well if you wish. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Bye.